Ladies and gentlemen, this is TVP World. You're watching another edition of Military Mind, bringing you news from the front lines. I'm your host, Benjamin Lee. Yet another night of intense Russian attacks across Ukraine on Wednesday. Several cities came under heavy fire overnight, with casualties and widespread damage reported. In Dnipro, a large-scale drone strike left one person dead and at least 5 injured, according to the city's mayor. Doctors say 3 of them wounded are in serious condition. The attacks sparked multiple fires, damaging civilian infrastructure, including a local business. In the southern city of Kherson, drones targeted civilian areas, injuring 3 people. Further west, yesterday night, Vinnytsia came under heavy drone fire. One of the strikes hit a factory operated by the Polish company Berlinik. Polish Foreign Minister Radosław Sikorski stated on social media that the plant manager described the strike as, quote, deliberate, reportedly launched from 3 different directions. 2 people suffered severe burns in the attack. Meanwhile, in the Donetsk region, the town of Dobropilya was hit by a powerful airstrike. Regional officials say a 500-kilogram bomb was dropped on a busy shopping area in the city center. At least 2 people were killed and 27 injured. According to the regional military administration, the blast damaged over 50 shops, 8 vehicles, and more than 300 apartments across 13 buildings. And in Russia, Ukrainian drones struck the city of Voronezh and the surrounding suburbs overnight. The regional governor said that air defenses shot down at least 5 drones. However, fragments from one of the intercepted drones hit a residential building in the city's left bank district, injuring 3 minors. Now, in the Middle East, Syrian government forces have withdrawn from areas they entered in recent days in Saweda, the heartland of the Druze minority in southern Syria. The pullout came after acting president of Syria, al-Shara, announced in a televised address that, quote, responsibility for security in Saweda would be handed to religious elders and some local factions, quote, based on supreme national interest. Now, more than 350 people are reported to have been killed since Sunday when clashes between Druze militias and Bedouin tribes erupted in Saweda. Thanks to precise work by aerial reconnaissance unit of the Ukrainian armed forces, several buildings used by Russian troops as shelters and FPV drone control hubs were identified and tracked. Now, these are the same operators targeting Ukrainian positions, equipment, and even evacuation teams on a daily basis. Using gathered intelligence, Ukrainian aviation launched a series of targeted strikes, accurate, forceful, and without warning. The success of the operation was made possible through advanced surveillance technology, real-time analytics, and a tight coordination between reconnaissance and aviation units. Targets were destroyed, and the FPV drone control chain was disrupted. Panic is rising among the ranks of the Russian armed forces, not from ammunition, but from a burning sauna. A strike by Ukrainian artillery using a BM-21 Grad multiple rocket launcher destroyed several enemy logistics facilities. Video from the scene shows Russian soldiers complaining not about damage to equipment or casualties, but about their bathhouse being hit. Now, the remarks include a sarcastic outrage about injustice and barbarism by Ukrainian forces. The morale in these units appeared to be frying and drifting into absurdity.
Походу ЗИЛ сгорит у нас нахуй. Что? Гараж, машина. Баня горит нахуй. Вторая машина тоже сгорела. сожалению. Все труды, вложенные годами, загорели. Очень жаль, конечно. Вот наша кухня была.
Israeli forces launched a precision evening attack on the Syrian capital of Damascus, targeting key government sites, including the building of the Syrian Ministry of Defense. Now, the strike captured live on television shows explosions and smoke plumes in real time from several angles. Preliminary reports suggest the attack also hit targets inside the perimeter of the presidential palace. So far, Syrian authorities have not issued official statements or the damage or casualties. However, local Telegram channels are widely sharing footage of shattered facades and massive fireworks lighting up the capital.
غارة جديدة وائل، غارة جديدة وائل، غارة ثانية، غارات عنيفة جدا، 4 صواريخ، 4 صواريخ، 4 صواريخ وائل، غارة عنيفة جدا، غارات عنيفة للغاية، غارات عنيفة للغاية وائل، غارات عنيفة للغاية، غارات عنيفة للغاية استهدفت
قصف هائل
العاصمة.
ما نشهده
قصف قوي جدا وائل،
قصف قوي جدا وشهدناه على الهواء مباشرة الآن.
نعم وائل.
3 أو 4 صواريخ انهمرت بشكل مباشر على مبنى الأركان العامة في ساحة الأمويين في دمشق.
نعم يا أخي والله في 20 ثانية الطائرات الحربية الإسرائيلية لا تزال تحلق حتى هذه اللحظة في سماء العاصمة.
In the Donetsk region, near the front line northwest of Bakhmut, Ukrainian forces carried out a successful counter-sabotage mission. A joint team from the Ukrainian Special Operations Battalion ENI of the National Police Brigade LUT, as well as the Rifle Battalion of the Cherkasy Regional Police, intercepted an enemy reconnaissance and sabotage group attempting to infiltrate the rear. Operating in the so-called gray zone, Ukrainian fighters used precise coordinated fire to eliminate the threat before it could advance. Intelligence reports indicate the enemy group planned to establish an observation post and gather data on Ukrainian positions.
Давай.
And with that footage, we conclude this edition of Military Mind. But for more news, update, and commentary, please stay tuned to TVP World.